Today's topic is human mechanism, and there are 5 areas I would like to cover: lust, anger, sorrow, pleasure, and fear. The source of all these human mechanisms is one. And I wanted to separate the aspect of the point of view in 2 different categories to simplify this talk. And the category number 1, I want to put it as the real category, is a physiological category. See, you're looking at what is there in the human body. And there's a psychological aspect of this, is you're looking at the activities that is going on in the human body. You're looking at through the mind, which is psychological aspect. You see, whatever the mind is saying is a psychological aspect, is an illusion, because the mind can only do is what? Imagine. This imagination is, I'm not talking about daydreaming kind of imagination. I'm talking about concrete, real. And people like Einstein use repetitive of thought to come up with a theory like relativity. And because he spent 25 years with a tremendous dedication to repeat his thought, he came up with something that appeared concrete to all human beings, and they accept it as a gospel truth. But in reality, what Einstein said is not all true. For example, he said the fastest traveling object on earth is the light. And there's another scientist, Alan Aspect. He said there is something else that is faster than light. That 2 molecules from here to billion light years in a galaxy is instantly talking to each other. Anyway, science can say all they want to say. And to functioning in the society, we have to accept that, you see. Okay, so let's focus our shift into physiological aspect of what I'm talking about, the human mechanism. And a lot of the conversation I have on the net with the other curious inquirer, whenever I talk about something that brings to physiological, they yawn and they don't really show interest. But if I talk about something psychological, something illusion, something that doesn't exist, they get interested. You see, that is the dilemma, or that is the problem of the human society on earth today. So let's go shift our focus into physiological aspect of this. See, when I talk about lust, okay, all the people that are listening to me, or all the people that are reading my writing, immediately look into their memory and see what the lust is. You see, from the past experience they had, they saw someone out on the street, or there's someone on the beach, or someone, they had this lusty feeling, and they use that feeling from the memory and bring that out and say that is lust. No. In this section, what I want you to point out, what I am pointing out to you is looking the lust, what is lust in your body, in your physiological aspect. So when you imagine the lust is actually there in the body, and the source of that lust is what? I want you to look at that, and I'm pointing to that. You see, I don't know if that makes sense to you or not. So it looks like, I'm just talking to myself right now, but I am talking to the whole humans on the planet. You see, whether you're listening or not listening, it does not matter, because this energy right here, it is wanting to express. You see, and that's what everyone is doing. They are expressing their energy peculiar way, uniquely, because everyone is different. That's why there are millions and billions of activities that is going on. Somebody's singing right now, somebody's shopping, somebody's taking care of their family, doing their dishes, driving a car, flying on a plane. See, all these activities, it is arising out of the energy. You see, they are all expressing their energy, and I am simply doing the same thing. So whether you listening to me, whether you hear me, it doesn't matter, because this energy wants to express. You see, and if even one person is listening, this becomes satsang. And if there is no one, it just energy is expressing, just like in the forest, the trees are falling, the trees are shaking their leaves. It is doing that, the expressing is. And somehow, somewhere, somebody looks at this when I post this in a YouTube or somewhere, and then it becomes two-way conversation. But right now, it appears like I am the only one who's talking. But if you're interested, if you're watching this and wanted to join this conversation, let me give you the number here. It is 559-546-1000. 559-546-1000. That's the dialing number, and you can dial anywhere from US. It's a toll-free number. It doesn't cost you anything. It may run your cell phone minutes though, but today is a weekend, so you may have free weekends. And the access code is 736-686#. 736-686#. And this information is available in Facebook, online. You just type in Google Robin Pandey, you'll see this information is available. You see. So in reality, I am not talking to myself, I am talking to the whole humanity on the planet. You see. And I know we're all one. You see, and I already talked about this, that the separation mechanism is placed into us, that separated us and make us think that we are separate being, but we are not. So let's shift our focus to the physiological aspect of this, which is the human body. So I'm pointing to look at the lust in your body and see the source of that. You see, this may take a little effort for the first time, but if you do it over and over again, it becomes effortless process. And the other way to do it is if you free your mind and just listen to what I say. And one of the invitations that I have for you is to come here to this satsang with the open mind. You see, just forget about everything that you have in your mind, concepts, ideas, beliefs, knowledge, and all these things that is going on. Just forget about that for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 hour, whatever you can. And you're not going to forget that anyway, because that is in your memory. You see, it's going to come back anyway. So just this invitation is to come to the state that you are freeing yourself from all the beliefs, knowledge, concepts, and everything that the mind, imagination that mind has, for even few seconds. You see, and looking at the lust, which is a human mechanism. So you cannot get rid of that. See, because the source again is I am wanting you to, I am pointing you to, I am pointing out for you to investigate or inquire within where the lust is coming from. See, if you just forget about what is telling your memory, what is in your memory is either from your past experience or what the experts taught you from the books, TV, online, whatever. It's there in the memory from the expert, and you're using that memory, the word or the imagination from the memory, and saying that is lust. That's not what I want you to do. I am pointing you to look at the real source in the body and see where the lust is coming from. You see, and when you really recognize that, see, the way I'm recognizing the lust is coming from the body, and when I go deeper, it is coming from the energy. See, there is only one energy and it is coming there, you see, and the mind interprets, or the sensation interprets, the feeling interprets. Actually, feeling is also thought that interprets as lust. Okay, so the lust is energy, you see, and lust. I want to go over lust a little bit more in detail in the next topic, because lust and love is the same within the source. So I don't want to go into that today, but in the future I want to talk to you about lust and love. So the lust is energy that is there in the human body, you see, and I am pointing you to look at that. And the next one I have is the anger. Anger is also energy, you see, and they're all there in the human body. It's a physiological aspect. It is there. And I'm not pointing you to look at from a psychological aspect, and that's what a lot of people do from the memory, and that just is a trap, because that would not reveal to you what that reality is. See? So when you look at the anger from the physiological point of view, it is again is an energy, you see, and you cannot get rid of that energy, because energy, see, it's like a live wire, the current, you know, in the electricity on the plug right there. See, that energy is there, you see. If you try to touch it, if you try to do something to it, it will burn you see. And the more you try to get rid of it, the lust becomes the degree of lust becomes more, or the degree of anger becomes more. So you become more, it appears as you're more angry, because you're trying to get rid of that anger. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not today, but I'm pointing you to look at that within your body, inquire and investigate, not through the memory, not through the mind psychological aspect, which is illusion, but to the body deep within, and see. And this is the point, this is the topic of this today's satsang. So far you can hear the music in the background. I am on call right now, conference call, and you're welcome to call that number. You put your access code, and ask me any questions that you have, or if you wanted to wanted me to clarify something, I can do that for you. So let me turn this volume down, and I will go into more deeper, just a little bit. Let me minimize this time. So we're on track on time. It's only been 15 minutes. So we have time to talk about lust, anger, sorrow. You see, even the sorrow is energy. In a source, again, sorrow and pleasure is the same when you go deeper. So when you go deeper, you see, it doesn't really matter whether you're sorrow or you have pleasure. And I will go into deeper in just a little bit. But in the source, the sorrow and the pleasure is the same, but it is differentiated by the mind. You see, this is sorrow, this is pleasure, is actually given to you by the society. You see, so the software is put into the knowledge is put into the head that distinguish this is sorrow, this is pleasure. You see, and that the software that put into the head is coming from the society. See, society gives you that from the childhood, there when they raise you, you see, and each society is different. And one society, this sorrow becomes pleasure, and this pleasure becomes sorrow. And you're sane in one society and insane in the other. See, this goes on according to the software that you have, whether you have a Mac or Windows, just to give you an example. So sorrow is energy, and when you try to get rid of that from your body, you see, you cannot get rid of that. You cannot get rid of your heartbeat, and you cannot really get rid of your hand from your body. Of course you can live a living, but you cannot get rid of your body. You cannot get rid of your heartbeat. You cannot get rid of your respiration, the automatic activity that is going on. You see, you cannot get rid of that. That's why the energy, the sorrow energy, you cannot get rid of that. And the problem is that when you try to get rid of that energy from the body, the sorrow energy, and that is the problem. But if you accept that, it dissolves and in turns it's just the pure energy that is there. See, I don't want to use this word manifestation, but just for this topic, I think I'll accept manifestation as an example to describe all this lust, anger, sorrow, pleasure, anger, fear, and so on. Is the energy that is there is burning like a candle deep within, and when you focus to that, nothing really matters. But that energy is manifestation into sorrow, pleasure, anger, fear. All this is just the play of the universe that is arising, appearing, and disappearing within you, like the cloud on the sky. See, right now it's cloudy, and of course, in few hours or the next day, the cloud is going to disappear. This is just the appearance and disappearance. And when you accept the cloud as the real, then there is a problem, because it comes and goes. You see, that is just the appearance and disappearance within yourself. So, sorrow and pleasure is just a sensation in the body. The sorrow or the pleasure, see, none of the body is not interested in anything, because the body is already fully capable. And when you recognize that the pure energy that is burning like a core of the sun that is there, it is always burning. When you recognize that, and when you stay into their relaxation, you see, nothing really bothers. But because of the appearance and disappearance, all these activities in the environment, that causes you to have sorrow, pleasure, and all this type of experience, you see. And the sensation in the body is there, because what the body is trying to do is, when all this activity arises, all this garbage, you see, goes in the brain and comes out, and the body is trying to get rid of that. You see, body wants to be free of all that, because it is the pure energy. You see, it is there. But the illusion, the anger, fear, sorrow, all this illusion from the energy, arising from the energy, is causing you to have all this sort of psychological disorder, or whatever, lack of sleep, anxiety, that is causing you to do that from all these activities happening, and the body is trying to get rid of that, you see. Body wants to throw it out, and there is a process to that, you see. And when the mind creeps in and try to interfere in body's process, and that's when the problem arises. That's when the mind will say, oh my God, I have anxiety attack, oh my God. The mind does that, then there is a problem, you see. But if we accept that, it just dissolves within, because the body is trying to throw that out, and when the body tries to throw that out, that sensation becomes sensation, and the mind says, well, that is a sorrow sensation, and that is a pleasure sensation, you see. And everything has a duration, and you have to accept that. And when you accept it, slowly that dissolves into the pure energy, burning like the sun's core, that is always there, that is burning, and that is pure energy. That's what you are. You see, we're nothing but the energy, and we have information that we communicate with each other. So right now what we're doing is this energy, and there's information, and we're communicating and expressing, you see. That's all there is to it, Even the table itself is expressing this dense of molecule, the vibration of molecule, you see. And you see, mind is just the tool that we have. It's like hand. Mind is just the tool. And when you put the mind in the categories of something great, because it does something great, like put the man on the moon, put the rover in the Mars, build skyscraper building in Malaysia and Dubai, and Sears Towers and Empire State Building, all these building, and build this plane that goes 500 miles per hour, takes all over the world, and that is taking place 1 minute a plane in cities like Dallas, Chicago, and things like that. When you see something like that, and when you see the technology like this, see, I am talking to you on this camera through this computer wirelessly, and you can see my face and you can hear my voice anywhere in the world. See, this is amazing. And and people at my age that which they didn't have this before, this is amazing. You see, and I was amazed when I saw the email in 1990 for the first time in a text format. That was amazing. You see, so when the mind gives you all kinds of technology, you obviously put the mind into the greatest level. So whatever mind tells you, you believe that, and that is the problem. So okay, it's been 20 minutes. There is no caller, but it doesn't really matter. See, what matters is this energy that wants to express. And the energy is coming from the universe. It's the flow of energy from there to here. The energy out there, the fruit, vegetables, grains that we eat, goes in here, and that is the energy. See? So this is, we are the whole body. This universe is the whole one body. You see? And it's just the flowing of dances of molecules. You see, when some people don't like when I put it that we're just molecules. You know, it appears as we're insignificant, we're nothing. You see, but in reality, it is what it is. And I am not afraid to say I am nothing, because you see, if you recognize the grand functioning of this universe, that you are nothing, you see, that recognize itself is something, you see. And what comes out and says I am more than something is the ego. You see, ego will tell you I have soul, I have this and that. That is your ego. And it appears like I am yelling. You know, I'm not yelling at anyone. I am not trying to change anything. I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm not asking you to believe me. I'm not asking you to follow me. I'm not asking you to be popular. I'm just expressing this energy. And it appears like I'm yelling because this is the natural state. And the one that says I have a soul, one that says I am great, one that says I am same is the ego. You see? When you recognize that, then yeah, you're nothing. And nothing is actually more important, more profound than something when you recognize that. Because see, we came from nothing and we go back to nothing. So that nothing, it appears to the eye is nothing, but it is tremendously something that we do not understand, we do not get, we do not know. And the mind will never know that. See, that is the problem. And everyone in the world is trying to search that, understand that, get that, know that, you know, through the mind. There is no way you can understand that, get that, know that through the mind, because mind has limitations. Just a tool, instrument. You see? So the ego is telling you that we have soul. You see, imaginations. This is all imaginations. All the molecules is tremendous. You see, all the molecules that is here, it forms, you know, there is a dance of molecules, and this molecules becomes a vibration, and the vibration becomes something, just like the ocean. In the oceans, the whole ocean is doing everything, and there is just the water, simple water, ripples, waves, and it turns into tides, and it turns into hurricane. You see, because there is something. You see, even the ocean is part of the universe, and there is something happens in the universe that relates to the ocean, and the ocean turns into hurricane. And all the molecules, small molecules that is there, that arises, and it goes in me, then it appears as a powerful. It appears as a powerful. And the molecules turns into this desk, it becomes a desk. You see, it's just a vibration of molecules. And you know, quantum physics does reveal that. quantum physics says that we are hologram, you see. And the ego comes out and say, no, we are more than that. That is, what I'm saying is that we are not more than that, you see. What we are is tremendously powerful machine. You see, a peculiar machine. That is so complex. You see, and it takes maybe years to figure out, with the help. If you go through the route of the mind, it'll take years, and you will still never figure out what the machine is. But the body is already there. You see, the body, this information, this intelligence, the body, it already has there in the body. So the body already knows it in a peculiar way. The mind does not know, and the mind wants to know, and that is the problem. And see, we spend years and years trying to figure out what is rocket, what is computer, what is 29 different servers, all these things. But we don't even try to figure out our own body. See? And that is the problem, because we assume, what is given to us by the experts, saying that, this is the body, that, the expert right now is the doctor. They dissect the body and they look at the body, and this is your heart, this is your lung, this is you're alive, you're dead, and they're giving you all this information. So that's why I'm staying away from the psychological aspect of this talk, because that will lead us to more complication, more problem, more illusion, and what we're trying to do is stay away from that. And that's, I'm pointing to the physiological aspect of this. Looks like someone joined us on the call. Hello? Someone there? Apparently they're not answering. That's okay. So yeah, the sensation in the body. See, I am pointing you to look at your own body, investigate, inquire where the sorrow and pleasure is coming from. And somebody's playing music. So yeah, it doesn't matter. So the sorrow and the pleasure is the sensation in the body, and the body is trying to throw it out, and that has a process. Body cannot just throw it out just like that. See, it takes time to throw it out, because we collect all this garbage, and when the body tries to throw it out, and there's just sensations. You see, anything we do, there's just sensations, and the mind is coming out. This sensation is sorrow, this sensation is pleasure, this sensation is painful, and so on. So, and all this sensation has duration. See, if you interfere this sensation in the body with the mind, and there is a problem. That's what I'm saying. Hello, is anyone there? Looks like I have this phone here, and I'm putting in a speakerphone. So if you're there, you're welcome to talk. You're on a speakerphone. So you see, the sensation had duration, and let me give you an example of pleasurable sensation. And when the pleasurable sensation arises in the body, and actually the sensation is just the sensation, it's the energy, but the mind coming in and saying that, oh, that is pleasurable to me. You see? So that sensation is saying pleasurable. So, and the mind comes in and say, I want that sensation to last longer and longer and longer, because I want to feel that sensation all the time. And that's what everyone on the planet is seeking, to have a pleasure without the pain. Constant, continuous pleasure without the pain. And the body or the nature, the machine, can only give you that temporarily, because of the throwing out gives you pleasure, a sensation. That sensation has a duration. Just like, let's say I eat an ice cream, and the ice cream, I hear a baby. Ice cream, gives you cold sensation, and it lasts you maybe for a few minutes, a few seconds, and it disappears. You see, and when that sensation disappears, it's gone. But the mind comes in and say that when the pleasurable sensation disappears because of the duration, it wants to last longer. And the wanting to last that pleasurable sensation longer is the problem. Now you're feeling a pain because you don't have that pleasurable sensation anymore, and you want that pleasurable sensation in the body, and you're forcing body to do that. And that's where the pain comes, that's where the anxiety comes, that's when the pleasure comes. You see? Looks like someone was on call. Whoever you are, you just hung up. You didn't speak, but that's okay. My commitment is to give this talk for 1 hour, and we are in the pleasure right now. See, and I take this lemonade, and it feels sweet. Actually, the body is not interested in this sensation, and it tries to throw out from the body. And that throwing out gives the sensation of a pleasure, and it only lasts for like a few seconds. It disappeared, and the mind comes in and wanting to last that sensation longer and longer is the problem. You see, you want something good all the time, and everyone on the planet is seeking for continuous happiness, pleasure, without even a minute of a pain, no pain at all. Continuous happiness, continuous pleasure. Everyone is looking for that. You see, and how that arises, why that arises, we can go into that later. But what I'm pointing to you, the energy does not really ask that question how and why, because that energy already knows. If you come to that energy that is burning like the sun, it doesn't ask anything like that. So let's touch a little bit about the fear. And the fear is again that energy, just like the pleasure, but it's differentiated by the mind. You see. So the fear is also that energy, and you cannot get rid of the energy from the body, and that's what I'm pointing out. So this finger is pointing to the energy, and my whole expression is pointing to that energy that you have. And that energy, you cannot get rid of it. And all these foreigners of spiritual foreigners, gurus and priests and rabbis and all these people, they're telling you not to be angry. You see, how can you not to be angry? Because the anger is there in all human body. It's just the energy. And when you try to get rid of that from your body, when you try to push that, that's the problem I'm saying. See, all this lust, anger, fear, sorrow, pleasure is energy, and either you're trying to push that into the body or you want to hold on to it. That's the problem I'm saying. So I'm pointing to take a moment to look at that within your body. All this energy, either body is trying to hold on to it, or body is trying to get rid of it. And what I'm saying is you cannot do that both. And I'm not being negative here by saying cannot. I am not being pessimistic. You cannot, because that is the nature of the human being. Can you get rid of your heartbeat? You see, the only time the the heartbeat is not there is when you are declared as a clinical death. Other than that, the heartbeat will remain. Similarly, anger, lust, sorrow, pleasure will remain in your body, and the mechanism will remain in the body, but the process that is happening, the information going in and out, it's also information that is going in and out, is the process. The mind cannot interfere with that. See, mind wants to get rid of it in the process, something that is sorrow, painful, fear, and so on, and hold on to the pleasure. You see, you cannot do that. That's what I'm saying. And I am not being negative or pessimistic, anything like that. So again, this appears like I'm talking to myself. I'm not really talking to myself. This energy is expressing, and is expressing to whole humans on the planet. And once I take this recording and put it into YouTube, I'm sure there are going to be viewers who's going to view this, and they'll interpret according to their conditioning. You see, everyone is unique, so everyone has unique software that is placed into them by society. And yesterday I had a talk with my own brother, and he said, no, I am talking to this is my decision, this is what I'm saying. And I'm pointing to him that you are not saying that. You're saying that from that software that is there, the knowledge that is there, placed in by society. From the child, we give you all this knowledge, nose, ear, this is hand, so on, and we taught you many things, and send it to school, then school taught you many things. So all this comprehensive collective knowledge you have in there, and this is talking to you. And of course, you will say the same thing, that I'm talking through all comprehensive collective knowledge. And some of the things is, yes, that is coming from all collective comprehensive knowledge, but something that is, I'm talking through the natural state of being, that being in the natural state allowed me to recognize the sensory perception, recognize this energy source that is within me, and that is, I am talking through my own experience, you see. And whether you accept this or reject it, it doesn't hurt me. I mean, when the sun is there, and when sun is burning in its core, nothing matters to the sun. That is, nothing matters to the sun. That is activities going around it. See. So the energy, it doesn't matter. What matters to is the mind. You see, mind is the tool. And when we give importance to the mind, and that is the problem. So this satsang, this talk with me today, I am pointing to look at your own physiological aspect, your body, and look it within to see this human mechanism: lust, anger, fear, sorrow, and pleasure. And I am inviting to you to get rid of preconditioned mind that you have, knowledge, beliefs, ideas, concept, and just focus your attention or inquire within the body. And this is not a meditation. When you simply discard what you have in your mind for a few minutes and try to see with the energy, try to see your own mechanism, the body itself will reveal that to you. And a lot of people saying to me, look, I already know those things. Why do you have to tell me this? I'm not telling anything. I'm just simply expressing what is in there that wants to express itself. And why this topic arose out of all the topic, that is beyond me, you see. It happened to be this topic this week, you see, that is chosen randomly and that is produced by the universe. According to me, this just happened through the universe, universal energy, just like in the ocean out of nowhere the waves come, you know, and the energy is coming there in this topic, in this format. See, the wave dances in a different structure, different format, and this format, this structure, this topic came today, you see. And this energy is using through me, through my body and mind and this instrument to expressing, you see. So there's a window outside. I'm looking out the window and there's one person sitting down and the wind is blowing and the trees appear like they're dancing. See, all these activities arising out of nowhere in the universe. You see, and this, how it happens, why it happens, you see, mind will never comprehend that. And that's why I'm avoiding psychological aspect of this, you see, because the mind will never understand this. And some of the people I ran into website like Facebook, they asserted that I am arbitrating the truth on them. I am not arbitrating any truth on anyone. And I am not asking anyone to believe this or take this as a true, although this energy, this certainty I have saying this is the truth, but I am not asking you to accept this as the absolute truth. What I am asking or pointing is to investigate that within yourself and decide, you see. So I will never say that what I say is the absolute truth. But I am certain this is true according to the energy that I have. Whether you accept this statement or accept someone else's statement, it doesn't bother. And for some people that I ran into yesterday in Facebook, some of the thing I say, you know, sounded like very true, and they are frightened. You see, it's just coming from simple, ordinary human being, me, this body, mind, this machine, and they get frightened, and they want me to say that I am powerful, I am this and that, I have a soul, and I have mystical, I have power. They want me to say that, and I don't want to say that. See, I am just an ordinary human being. You see, just like you. And they get frightened. Why should I believe to ordinary human being who says he is nothing? And accept him, accept the truth that is coming from him. See, that is frightening for them. And they are looking for some sort of assurance that I belong to some cult like Hare Krishna movement or some other cult. See, because that cult has already been existed on the planet, and that has some sort of a structure, some format, and some process that is placed in there, and millions of people follow that. So by following millions of people following them, it appears to them as real, and it appears to them as it holds value, and to this simple human ordinary person, whatever this coming out is garbage or nothing. And in reality, it's just the sound coming from the energy that I have within me. That energy is expressing this sound, and it is just the sound. And you come in there and interpret it with your mind, conditioned mind, and make something out of this. You see, other than that, it is just the sound. And the problem with the following the cult-like figure like Hare Krishna movement or some other movement, and I'm not opposing to any of those, and they have their own energy and own dynamics. I'm not opposing that. I'm not saying anything bad about them. But what I'm pointing is that there are millions of followers who absolutely believe what Hitler had to say and followed him. You see, so just because people follow to some cult, some movement, that doesn't make them great or absolute truth. You see, and what I'm pointing to you is that the simple butterfly, simple leaf, a simple table, simple dust has a power to reveal something great within you. You see, and the problem is all the time human beings are seeking something great and overlooking all these simple things that reveals to them to whatever they're searching for, which is already, they already have it, and a small thing reveals to them. And it appears as a boring, when there is tremendous activities that is going on, that looks awesome, that looks powerful, and mind obviously wants to go to those activities, and they do that, and you become a fan, trying to do that because that frightens you and you want to follow that. And I'm not talking you means whoever is watching. I'm talking to you means entire human on the planet. This is the human structure. And some people ask me, well, then you have this mysterious energy that you have and mysterious thing that you have, and you talk about these things, so are you a prophet? You see. Again, I am just pointing to you that I am just an ordinary human being. I happen to encounter this extraordinary phenomena within me, but whatever happened that gave me this revelation, but I am just simple ordinary human being, breathing, my heartbeat is going on, my mind is going on, I am thinking on its own, the thought process is there, and I am recognizing all this mechanism within me. So people who know me, they're close to me, they get frightened when I say I am nothing, I am molecules and that. But you see that even molecule has tremendous power, you see. And if you ask the scientist, it came from Big Bang, small, tiny, nothing, it became this. So you see, the small thing has that much power to manifest itself into something great. And all these molecules, dancing molecules, this energy arising, causing us to do all these activities. So I'm going to put this where it looks like no one is on the line, but that's okay. So we're coming close to the time, and today's topic was human mechanism, and all this time I am talking about human mechanism, and what I'm saying is, in the source, all the human mechanism that arises within or appears and disappears within the human structure is, in a way, is illusion, but it's a powerful illusion that makes you appear, that makes you have this sensation, and that sensation makes you feel it is real, and it gives you pain, it gives you pleasure. You see, that is the beauty of this life. It gives you pleasure, and I am not against the pleasure. If there is a pleasure, you have pleasure. And by doing this energy expression, it gives me pleasure. You see, I enjoy this. It is not something people ask me to do it, tell me to do it. This is not something I read it. It's just the energy that is expressing itself, and by doing this, it gives you pleasure. So if you have pleasure playing basketball or going to the mall, shopping, you ever go swimming outside, do it. And there is nothing wrong with that. So we have no callers today, but that's okay. See, it doesn't make me sad, because the sadness is also sensation in the body. See, when you're in tune with your pure energy within, there is no sadness, there is no happiness. This simple pure energy that is burning like the sun's core, you see, and nothing can touch you, and nothing can harm you in this state. And you are one with the whole totality of existence. See, you are one with it. You are never separate. And you're the only one that is there. You see, everything is your reflection in the reality, reflection of the mirror of the reality. You see, everything you see is your own reflection. The bird just flew by. That is just my reflection of the reality. And the more the mind comes in, there is a problem. And when the more the mind comes in, there is a pleasure too, because the mind loves sensual activities. And it enjoys sensual activities. That's why there are a lot of sensual activities going on in this world, because that is the nature of the mind. And but the one thing mind does not get or understand or know is that there is a duration. All pleasurable activities have duration, you see. And it's just the sensation in the body trying to throw it out, and when the pleasurable sensation leaves the body, or sensation leaves, then you are in painful because you wanted to have it back, and you cannot have it back because it always fluctuates. Just like the cloud in the sky, there's a cloudy today and tomorrow it's going to be sunny. Warm weather now, it's going to be winter. And, there's all cycles, that is fluctuation, going up and down, or going in a cycle in duration. And to the energy, it doesn't really matter what is going on outside, you see, because what is real is the energy that is there, that you can feel, that you can recognize. But we have to do many things, like even coming here required mind, putting this computer here in this conference room, dialing the number, talking to this requires some mental activities, and we have to use that to function in the society as a group of sane people, as a sane and intelligent. You have to use this, but this equipment can give you problem. That's what I'm saying. So you have to step back and look at this, or you have to go into the core. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm just saying, I'm pointing to you that by going to the core, to the energy, all this noise, that mind, the activity that's in the mind, it vanishes. See, I have no attachments to anything. When the event arises this human being is needed, I am there. You see, my daughter needs me, my wife needs me, whoever needs me, I am there. You see, but there is no attachment. That is illusion. See, there is attachment. Illusory attachment is not there. and most of this attachment is illusion, and there is no attachment here, because this energy is recognized. You see, all there is this energy, and information is given to with the tool we have. That I am sharing this information, and in the reality, even this information is coming from the energy. If there is no energy, there is no information. It cannot happen. So all this human mechanism, anger, pleasure, lust, sorrow, everything is coming from the energy. And whole point of this satsang talk today is for you to recognize. I'm pointing you to recognize that within. Lust, sorrow, pleasure, anger, you get confused, it could create a whole problem within your body. Gives you one day make you sick, give you cancer, all this because of this. When you not recognize this, not recognizing this, it will make you sick. It gives you pain and anxiety and all this because, see, there are so many things happening. You see, but when you recognize that the energy burning like the sun's core that is there, and you are that. See, when you recognize that everything dissolves and you're already healed, there is no pain. And I know, when I put this in the YouTube, there are going to be viewers, at least 40-50 people who will watch this, and each of you will interpret this uniquely. And some of you will say, well, this is this. Some will say this is that. Some will say, I don't understand. Some will say this is about me. Some will say this is bullshit. Some will say it's brilliant. You will interpret as your own conditioned mind. And everyone is unique, and even this expression is unique, you see. So today's satsang, we have no callers. We had one caller, and whoever was the caller, he did not speak, but I heard some music or sound. A baby was there on the, so I heard something. Someone was there on call, but some reason, either he or she was distracted by the baby, did not speak. So I don't know who was there. So it doesn't matter, who was there or not. What matters is this energy is expressing, and somehow even one person views this in a YouTube, you see, this becomes satsang. So I will do this again either next week or after 2 weeks, and I will put the topic what I'm going to talk about, and I welcome viewers to come join me and ask questions, because if you ask questions, then I can point you toward something that is more useful to you. See, if you just listen to what I say, hear what I say, and not really apply within your physiological level, within your recognition level, it doesn't really help you. It helps you when you apply to your own aspect. And you see, I am not really helping anyone in reality. You see, I am just pointing to you that you already have it. You see, so would I help you if I say, look within your wallet, there is a winning lottery ticket. If I know that, and if I point that to you, lottery ticket, you already have that. Am I helping you? No, I'm not helping you. I'm just pointing to you. You already have the ticket. You can collect the cash, $1 million, multi-million-dollar, to the state of wherever you bought the ticket from. So I'm basically pointing to you the cash or the money or the jewelry or the lottery ticket that you already have in your pocket. I'm just pointing that you already have it. You just take that and recognize that and be happy, or be content, or be free from all the disease or anxiety and so on. And again, I do want to point out that I am not here to set anyone free from anything, because you are already free. I would be misleading if I say I'm here to free you from something. I'm just pointing to you for the mechanism that you already have. See, so I'm not here to free anyone. This energy is just expressing, and you're the one who is making sense to this.